I don't know a Van Drochler, but I know a Van Wilder. This one is called the 424 YAO VAN DROCHLER EPL Online Tactics. There's online portion to this, so I don't know if that's where the YAO VAN DROCHLER is, but this is from someone called Baji1994. So YAO VAN DROCHLER, please let me know in the comments below what that actually means, who that is, or what I'm supposed to be looking at. But it is a 4-2-4 that we're looking at today with a wingback slightly pushed up. So we're going to probably be seeing a bunch of stuff on that side. But we're going to see what it does for our three teams, as usual, of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's jump into the Premier League and see how they did. Well, Liverpool did really well. 1 draw, 3 losses, 103 points is fantastic. Aston Villa in 4th is not too bad. 73 points is actually a little bit down from their usual, but in 61 goals is actually really low for them. Domestic cups for Liverpool. Well, Aston Villa beat them in the Carabao Cup final handily, 2-5. They beat Ipswich Town in the FA Cup 5th round 3-1, but they lose to Manchester United in penalties in the quarterfinals. And I don't know why my screen has changed, but they get to the Europa League final and they handily win against AS Roma 4-0. So overall, not a bad season. 103 points is phenomenal, no question about it. Winners of the Europa League is also phenomenal. Runners-up of the Carabao Cup, yeah, it's Aston Villa. I guess they're using the same tactic, but you still would have liked to have won that. In quarterfinals by Manchester United, that one hurts a little. Squad-wise, you could see 28 goals for Nunez, Salah with 26, assists 20 for Mohamed Salah. He just does it all. 19 for Robertson, and average rating Salah with a 750. Well, fixing this screen, going to Aston Villa, you could see the Carabao Cup final. We already saw a 5-2 win over Liverpool. Very interesting there. FA Cup quarterfinals against Tottenham is where you drop out in extra time. But unfortunately, the Conference League semifinals is where you lose out to Eintracht Frankfurt. Overall, definitely a much more average season for Aston Villa. 4th place is pretty nice, so you've got the wins in there, you've got the points. 73 is just a little bit low, and you can even get above Manchester City if you got a couple more goals in there, 10 more. But semifinals of the Conference League, not bad. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, not bad. Carabao Cup winners is pretty good. Squad-wise for Aston Villa, not a lot of green. 23 goals for Diaby, 21 for Zaniolo, not bad, and only 12 for McGinn, and that's the double digits crew right there. And then assists, 13 for Moreno and Zaniolo, 12 with McGinn, 10 for Luis, and that's the double digits crew. And then Richarlison comes in, interestingly enough, but Alex Moreno for the long-timers gets 715. Data hub for Liverpool, you'd expect them to be through and through attacking, and it's right there. They are. Defensively, they are covering some serious bases that they don't cover in a lot of other tactics. Tackling percentage still isn't there, and then opposition passes per defensive action isn't really as grown as it usually is. But overall, it's still not too bad. 2.97 goals per game, not bad. 0.34 conceded is pretty insane, and 0.65 XG against is as well. Aston Villa's data hub, yeah, they're lacking a lot on the attacking side. Goals per game, how did they win that game? I guess it's a single one-match Carabao Cup final, but still, those goals are not there. Defensively, they don't have the conceded per game that Liverpool has, but everything else, they have a little bit more opposition passes, but still, things are just lacking for them. They're still above the Premier League average, at least 1.61 goals per game, 1.08 conceded, 1.17 XG against. Premier League stats, Liverpool in 1st with 2.71 points per game. Just a fantastic job right there. Aston Villa in 3rd with 1.92, interestingly enough. Most goals, Liverpool in 1st with 113. Of course, that is tops. Aston Villa with only 61. Fewest shots against, Liverpool in 1st with 224. Aston Villa in 5th with 340. Most possession, Liverpool with 51%. Aston Villa 1 down with 50. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 739. And most shots for, Liverpool with 696. Aston Villa with 527. But now with our Premier League teams doing so well, so did Ipswich Town. 116 points, 131 goals for is probably one of the tops. I know we've seen higher goals tally for Ipswich Town. We've probably seen 1 or 2 with higher points, but this is a pretty nice job. Domestically, they got to the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. 0-3 over Leicester is a fantastic job. Granted, they didn't have the strongest of groups, but they still got to get through there. Liverpool is where we saw they lose out in the 5th round of the FA Cup 1-3. So overall, in the championship, they're back to their winning ways and they're doing a fantastic job. 5th round by Liverpool in the FA Cup. It's Liverpool. What do you expect? Quarterfinals in the Carabao Cup is pretty nice. Squad-wise, 34 goals for Hurst, 20 for Connor Chaplin. Well done. They've got more in double digits than Aston Villa do. But Wes Burns with 15 assists, Connor Chaplin with 14, and average rating, George Hurst gets in the tops with 746. Championship stats, Ipswich with 2.52 points per game. Most goals, 131 clear front runners right there. I mean, 112 is pretty nice by Norwich, but fewest shots against in first with 343. Most dribbles made in fifth with 783, and most shots for in first with 807. So let's take a deeper dive into the tactics, shall we? A sweeper keeper in defend is where we start. Fullback in the left in attack, a wingback on the right in attack, ball-playing defenders in the central spots, a DM in support next to a regista in support, inside forward in support on the left, and inside forward in attack on the right. No, it doesn't look like they have marked specific positions. You have a pressing forward in support next to an advanced forward in attack. Balanced mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow, approach plays pass into space, focus played on the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press a counter, distribute quickly, distribute to the center backs, and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, and step up more. But now, how did it do for our three teams overall? Pretty nice, no question about it. Ipswich coming clear front runners by a whopping 18 points. So they won a long time ago and didn't even need to play anymore. But they did a fantastic job, no question about it. Liverpool doing also a fantastic job. Aston Villa doing a pretty good job, no question about it. But 73 points is a little low. It could be just the season, could be certain things happen during the season. Apparently they had some individual moments of brilliance. I mean, that Carabao Cup final over Liverpool was a fantastic one to show right there. But 61 goals is not a lot. 113 though is. It looks like this is really balancing the goals, which you're not getting a ton of with Aston Villa, but you're getting a lot with, goal scorers like Nunez and Salah and Liverpool, but you are really backing it up with the backside and the defensive pieces to it. So that's really nice. I'm sure if you change this balance to attacking to get more goals, you'd probably lose a little bit of the defensive pieces, but overall, definitely one to check out. So if you've taken a look at this tactic, please let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. But that is it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.